Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here at Station 5 for this news conference on our latest investments in public safety and workplace safety for our first responders. Joining me today are Lincoln Fire and Rescue Chief Dave Engler, Lincoln Fire and Rescue Fire Captain Shane Cutlers, and Lincoln City Council Member James Michael Bowers. And I also want to thank Lincoln City Council Member Sandra Washington for being here today, too. The high quality of life that we enjoy in Lincoln depends upon the strength of our public safety response. And today I'm so pleased to announce the arrival of a new state-of-the-art fire truck to our new LFR fleet that enhances our public safety resources and response and increases workplace safety for our first responders. This new truck is equipped with features that will increase safety for our firefighters and lead to even quicker response times and better outcomes for our community members. This latest investment also means that we have now added 11 new fire apparatuses and 4 new ambulances to LFR's fleet over the past 4 years, fortifying the life-saving work that our LFR team members perform all across our city. And as was the case with the 3 new vehicles that we rolled out last fall at Station 10, we prioritized and purchased this vehicle using the City of Lincoln's allocation of federal CARES Act funding. We are really grateful to our federal partners for the resources that made these purchases possible, and we appreciate the City Council's shared priority in funding the LFR facilities, equipment, and personnel needed to keep our communities safe. At this time, I would like to invite up LFR Chief Dave Engler to share more about the benefits of this new fire engine and how it advances LFR's strategic plan. And I should say fire ladder truck. Thank you. And Chief Engler, over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm Dave Engler, the Fire Chief for Lincoln Fire and Rescue. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Mayor, the City Council, City Finance, and the community of Lincoln for their continued support of Lincoln Fire and Rescue. I am committed to the health and continual and ongoing maintenance of our fire apparatus fleet because firefighter safety and work efficiency is paramount to protect both our firefighters and to serve and protect our community. To deliver on this commitment, we evaluate our vehicles on a health matrix that looks at age, miles or hours, reliability, repair costs and maintenance, and condition. Adding today's new ladder truck will provide reliability, expedition of response, and better access for firefighters, all of which directly impacts emergency response. The truck being replaced was built in 2005 and was actually purchased used from a fire department in Canada in 2015 and has more than 180,000 miles on it. Getting here was a collaboration among many players. Our Battalion Chief of Logistics, Chief Jones, and his team, the Apparatus Committee, the Operations Committee, and several trips out of town to inspect the build and ensure the absolute accuracy of every specification of these new additions. To share more about the special features of this new ladder truck is LFR Captain and Apparatus Committee member Shane Cutlers. Thank you, Captain Cutlers, for your efforts to enhance our fleet and the benefit of the public and our LFR team. Captain Cutlers.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief Engler. I'm honored and ecstatic to be here today talking about our new Truck 5. My name is Shane Cutlers, and I'm a captain at Fire Station 10. I have the honor of being a member of the Apparatus Committee, serving to help with the specifications along with other members of the committee. The Apparatus Committee works alongside the Truck Operations Committee to vet the new apparatus to best serve the city of Lincoln. This new truck has air ride suspension and a galvanized frame, creating less wear and tear on the truck and extending the life of the vehicle. The digital technology creates precise illumination of emergency lights, making us more visible to the community as we travel to emergency calls. This new truck is also equipped to keep our firefighters safer and healthier with collision-activated airbags and an active air purification system. meaning the air inside the cab is circulated and reduces cancer-causing carcinogens and kills 99% of the germs, microbes, and viruses and bacteria in the air and on the surfaces. This new truck also has a higher degree turning radius, making it safer to navigate on congested roads, in traffic, and around sharp turns. I would like to thank Battalion Chief Jones for your guidance and my colleagues who worked tirelessly attending numerous meetings, reviewing specifications, inspections, and ensuring LFR was getting the highest quality of equipment for the community we serve. Would our logistics team, the apparatus and truck operations committee members here, please raise your hands and be recognized. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Captain Cutlers, for all of your work on this project, and to all of the team that helped select this vehicle and design it. At this time, I would also like to invite up one of our key partners in local government. The members of the City Council help us ensure that our public safety professionals have the resources that they need to keep us and our families safe. And if City Council member James Michael Bowers would come forward, he represents this district, and we'd love to hear him talk a little bit about what this means for Northeast Lincoln.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm proud to be here this morning to represent the people of Northeast Lincoln. Like many families in Northeast Lincoln, LFR has responded to crisis and emergency for myself and for my family. And each and every single time they treated me and my family with respect, dignity, and safety. It's because of their work that the LFR personnel who serve Northeast Lincoln, they're integral to the safety and success of our neighborhoods. And as Lincoln continues to grow, and as our family and our Northeast Lincoln community's past history with LFR, our city is committed to identifying resources and opportunities at the local, state, and federal level that support both on-the-job safety and the outstanding public safety response of our team at LFR. This includes utilizing federal grant dollars to obtain cutting-edge equipment like the new vehicle we welcome today. I'm thrilled that this new apparatus includes features that will enhance the safety for our residents and for LFR crews alike. Once again, I want to express my appreciation for the work our LFR team members do every day to keep our families healthy, our homes and businesses safe, so that we can continue to enjoy the high quality of life here in Northeast Lincoln.
Thank you, Councilman Bowers. Public safety is our community's and my administration's and the City Council's top priority. And we are just so grateful to our entire team at LFR for their tireless work to deliver on this priority and to keep our community safe and our families thriving. Part of our joy today is knowing that this new apparatus will better protect our LFR team who work tirelessly day and night to protect the lives and property of our residents. With that, we'd be happy to open up to the media for any questions. Andrew.
What other types of investments have you made in public safety that your administration has made in public safety?
It's a long list, Andrew, because we hear that that is what our community wants. Our community values living in a safe city, and Lincoln is a very safe city. So along with, the apparatus we mentioned, it's been a long list. Back in the days when I was on the City Council, if you looked at the health of the fleet, you'd see a lot of red coloring indicating the need for new investment. And I've been so delighted to work with our team to get them the apparatus that they need. So again, 11 fire trucks and engines, ambulances, additional medic units to help beef up our emergency medical response because so many of our calls involve medical response. We also have been investing in the stations themselves. We've cut the ribbon on a number of new stations that are located to help increase our emergency response times. So much of what we do is around making sure that we respond quickly in emergency because we know every minute counts in saving lives in our community. And Lincoln's growing, so we have to keep up with the pace of that growth. So those are just some of the investments that we've made with LFR in terms of public safety. We've also added 28 personnel to LFR because we want to make sure that they have the staffing necessary to deliver high quality service and to have a balanced workload. And we know that that is an ongoing effort and something that we are right now applying for a SAFER grant to try to get more firefighter paramedics here in our community. We also, during the pandemic, invested in PPE and making sure that they had access to vaccines early on so they could continue to provide essential services at a time that was quite extraordinary for our community and communities all across the country. We've invested in software and technology like our computer-aided dispatch so that we can have even faster responses from police and fire. We introduced a paid parental leave policy for all of our employees who are unrepresented, and we're going to be at the table negotiating that into our union contracts because we want every person who works at the city to have that ability to take care of their own families when they're bringing new children into the home. And if we switch over to LPD as another important part of our city's public safety response, we've increased personnel there by 31 over the past 4 years. We've upgraded the new CJIS, the Criminal Justice Information System software, to ensure that our officers have access to information and technology resources at their fingertips to protect our community as they are out on patrol. We completed the radio system upgrades to protect first responders. We created a new police academy training center at our LPD headquarters, opened up that new Northeast team station to provide better working conditions and more distributed response in our community from LPD. We've added mental health and homelessness coordinators at LPD because we want to make sure that we are providing the most appropriate targeted response to the kinds of emergency calls for service that we receive. We've invested in school resource officers for the new schools as LPS grows. Again, trying to make sure that we keep this community safe as we grow and that we have the personnel, facilities, training, and equipment to do that. Part of that is also making it easier to recruit people to our team. And so we were really proud to make our law enforcement officers the highest paid in the state so that we could be an attractive, even more attractive employer and reward them for the incredibly challenging and hard work that they do. And we've increased the police fire pension to support the first responders who have supported us throughout their careers, and that work is ongoing. That is an incredible financial commitment that we take very seriously. We take that obligation very seriously. And then we've also made it easier for people, officers in other agencies, to join our pension plan, so that's again another recruitment strategy to make it easier for people to join our LPD team. So that's an incredible body of work. We spend over half of our tax-funded budget on public safety because it is our community's priority. It's how we keep our families safe, and that is a commitment that is present and ongoing, enduring, and strong for my administration. And we have these incredible people here to thank for delivering on that priority. Yes?
Thank you, Mayor. I know Chief Engler had mentioned that the former truck had about 180,000 miles and was approaching its 20th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you or him can talk on that. Was that the main reason that the truck was replaced, or were there any other issues with the truck that cited a need for replacement?
Yeah, I'll just remember that back when I was on City Council, I got to see the spreadsheet about the health of the fleet, and the kind of talking point was that a lot of the fleet was old enough to vote or drink, and we don't want that. We want new fleet. We want to make sure these people have what they need to keep them safe on the job and to have a quick response. So I'll hand it back over to the chief to share more about the work and how they've evaluated and continued to implement that priority.
The former Truck 5 was actually purchased from a fire department in Canada that had replaced it in their fleet. And we were in a situation at the time in 2015 where we really needed to get a new ladder truck in service because the older one was failing. But with that piece of apparatus, the technology changes. It was already old. And so we had the opportunity with this CARES money to replace this one. And we've got another one coming that will be here during the summer. So those are great investments in our fleet. But one of the biggest things that we've been able to do within the last year in the budgeting process is create a plan so we'll have regular replacement so we don't get into a position where we don't buy fire apparatus for a while and then all of a sudden we've got a crisis where we need to hurry up and purchase a bunch. And you know, I'd like to thank the mayor and the city council for actually implementing that, because before we didn't have that. And so by having that, we've got a plan to replace engines and then ladder trucks, and we've only got 4 in the city right now, so we don't have to do it as regularly, but before their useful life wears out. So that's huge to the health of the fire department fleet, because we didn't have that. Now we have it, and moving forward, we'll maintain that and keep our fleet up. And you know, mileage, 180,000 is significant, but at the same time, the other thing to think about is the technology that an older apparatus does not have, the safety features and the hydraulics and everything that the new units have. So that's another really important. You can't just judge everything on mileage. You've got to judge it on age and the technology that's in place. So those are a couple of the things that make this a really special purchase that we've got right now. This one was around 1.1 million. The cost of ladder trucks is expensive, as you can see. We have 4 in the city right now, and so we're putting those on our regular replacement. And like I said, we've got another one that will be here this summer that will replace the apparatus downtown.
As we see more high-rise buildings, apartment buildings go up in Lincoln, I mean, how important are these ladder trucks?
Well, the ladder trucks are important for a number of reasons. And, you know, we all get focused in on the ladder, which is a very important piece of it. But these apparatus they're kind of like a toolbox, is what I call them, because they don't hold water or anything, but the firefighters that are assigned to these do search and rescue, they do ventilation, and they do specialized rescue. So when you look at how big it is, the ladder is certainly important to reach tall spaces and pour water on buildings from the top. But one of the biggest features is all the equipment that's carried on them that's very specialized that we couldn't put on every piece of equipment throughout the city.
Do you know how many more trucks you have to replace in the next 5 years?
What our current plan is that we're doing 2 engines about every year, and then on every 5 or 6 years, I believe we're replacing a truck company.
All ARPA money, or is that city fund money?
No, that will be that has now been built within the budget, which is very helpful because we didn't have that before. That's probably one of the most significant improvements to our apparatus fleet, is just having that schedule where we can count on replacing them and keep that going.
How much is that fund, or how much are you guys setting aside? How are they setting aside each year? I
believe it is one. I'd have to double check on that. I think it's 1.7, but I don't want to give out wrong information. So.
What kind of gas mileage does it get?
That remains to be seen. Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you again to the men and women of LFR who make this all worth doing. Thank you. Thank you.